What's up, everybody? It's WWE Freak bringing you another video on a really crappy day here in Chicago. This day has just been absolutely atrocious. I was trying to bring you this video last night. I have it on my phone, but for some reason YouTube wouldn't allow me to post it or something. I have no idea. Anyway, as many of you may know, Paul Bearer, aka Percy Pringle, or William Moody, depending on what you guys remember him as. I remember him as Paul Bearer, The Undertaker's manager. He was a part of the WWE for quite a long time. He had a storied history with Kane, Undertaker, Mankind. He's had a lot of good memories, a lot of good segments with The Undertaker, with Kane. Even with Edge, when Edge abducted him and he had him tied up in the wheelchair. I still remember when Kane locked him in the freezer, and I think that was the last time we saw him. I think. I'm trying to remember. Either that or it was when he got shoved off the ladder. He was on a wheelchair on top of a table on top of a ladder because Kane and Edge were feuding, and then Kane shoved Paul Bearer off a ladder all the way down to like some concrete area on the floor, because Edge abducted Paul Bearer. And every time Kane would seemingly get to Paul Bearer, it was always like some fake dummy in a wheelchair. Kane would get pissed off, and then finally Kane actually got to Paul Bearer, but he didn't know it was actually him, so he shoved him right off the ladder down to the floor. My most memorable moment of Paul Bearer was when he came back with The Undertaker right after The Undertaker came back as the Dark Side Undertaker, if you will. He got abducted by the Dudleys, I believe, after one episode of SmackDown, and he lost the urn in the process, and they basically made a fool of The Undertaker, and it led to the Great American Bash match between The Undertaker and the Dudleys in a handicap match. And Paul Heyman said the only way you're getting Paul Bearer back is if you lay down and lose to the Dudleys. Well, the match comes, The Undertaker lays down, I believe it's Devon that covers him. 1, 2, The Undertaker sits up, grabs Devon by the throat, choke slams him, wins the match. In the process, Paul Heyman's like, okay, you didn't listen to the rules. Now Paul Bearer's gonna be buried in cement. So he goes to pull a lever, and a big giant lightning bolt hits the stage, and Paul Heyman basically cowers down in almost a fetal state. The Undertaker meanwhile walks up the stage and walks over to Paul Bearer, and then Paul Bearer's like, you can save me now, get me out of this stupid cement truck. And then The Undertaker actually grabs a mic for once. I believe he didn't really talk after he came back as the Dark Side Undertaker. So he actually grabbed a mic for once and said that he has no other choice. And then he slams the lever down all the way, and next thing you see is Paul Bearer being encased in cement. His head, his body, everything is all full of cement. It's like I was shocked. I did not expect that to happen. I figured The Undertaker would have taken him back, and everything would have been right with that. But I guess he didn't. And then I think in 2009 or 2010, after Kane put the Undertaker in a vegetative state, the Undertaker came back and basically was getting his butt kicked by Kane, and then Paul Bearer randomly shows up out of nowhere, and Kane's out in the ring basically saying the Undertaker's terrible, he's just not any good anymore, excuse me. Yeah, he's not any good anymore, and then next thing you know, the Undertaker's music hits, the lights go out, and the Druids come down to the ring with a casket, and then when the lights come back on, all you see is this big giant red casket. Kane walks over and he's like basically saying the games are over or stuff like that. I couldn't really hear during that. I'm surprised because they usually you can usually hear them talking without the microphone sometimes when you're watching on TV. Anyway, Kane's open up the casket and it's Paul Bearer inside, and I have no idea why the heck there's lights getting dimmer and brighter on in the background. I can see it. It's a little weird, but oh well. So basically Paul Bearer sits up in the casket and he grabs the urn, and the next thing you know, the lights go out again, and then the lights come back on, and the Undertaker's in the ring, and then he basically beats the crap out of the Undertaker, or out of Kane, which leads to a Hell in a Cell match between the two. In which case, and I don't know why the heck they did this again. I don't know why they brought back Paul Bearer just to have him betray the Undertaker again inside Hell in a Cell. That just didn't seem right to me. I guess they wanted Kane and Paul Bearer to reunite or something. I remember the first night that he came to the WWE. It was when Brother Love introduced him as the Undertaker's new manager. He was really creepy in the beginning, and then it's like you just got used to him. And then I couldn't believe that he betrayed the Undertaker in that Buried Alive match against Mankind. And then he goes and sticks with Mankind for a period of time, and then he goes back and feuds with the Undertaker some more, basically saying that his brother Kane is coming. And one of the most hilarious moments I can ever remember was when the Undertaker. Alright. Someone's sending me a text message. The Undertaker going to Paul Bearer's house and be like, did you think that I forgot where you live? And then he just beats the living crap out of him, even though he did it the week before. And during the fight, I guess they somewhat lost signal because the Undertaker like shoved a lamp or something on him, or like a desk or something. I guess it might have had like camera stuff on it, so they ended up losing signal. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Leave a comment and let me know your favorite moment of Paul Bearer being in the WWE. I know we're gonna get mixed comments here because some people haven't been watching WWE. I've watched it since the 90s all the way until current. Some people have just started watching it because, you know, you got the newer generation and then you got the older generation, which I've been privileged enough to be able to watch both. So, yeah, like I said, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know your favorite Paul Bearer moment, and have a good evening. That's it. See you guys later.